What's up, gang? Back again with another episode of the pod, episode 5. Today we have a very, 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 very special guest with us today. The one, the only. What's your name?
My name's Clara. What's up, guys?
Joining us today on the pod. So we're very excited for this episode. We got a lot of good questions in store. We're going to go ahead and just dive right in. So today our top 3 question is top 3 songs. This can be current or all time. Tyler, you can go ahead and start.
All right. Number 1 at the moment gotta be fucking Baby Keem.
Baby Keem? Fucking Baby Keem.
Probably Casino or Birds and the Bees.
Okay.
Yep, that's it. Birds and the Bees.
Alright,
And
Bubbles
then,
by Baby Keem, or what else? Are you guys gonna name all Baby Keem songs?
No, I just said Casino because I couldn't
Okay.
think of the other one.
Okay.
But it's number 2, probably. Fuck, I don't even know. I'm blanking.
Alright.
Okay.
All right,
I'm
moving
blanking.
on.
I'm blanking.
All right. This is right now. Number 1,
I gotta think.
Withdrawals by Fruity Oak Revival. That was pretty good. Homecoming by Kanye West. And honestly, Murder on My Mind. Murder on My Mind has been number 2.
Okay, those are solid answers. For me, I'm going to Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. I'm gonna go Start With Me by Roddy Ricch.
I literally was thinking that one. That's
Yep.
number 2. That's number 2. That's number 2.
And then let's see, number 3 pick, probably What's My Name by Snoop. Those are probably my top 3 songs. Definitely in there for sure. For all different reasons. Okay. The next topic of discussion on the pod is how we all met. So me and Tyler, about 10 years going back.
10 years going strong.
10 years going strong, yeah, strong and committed. But as far as how we met you, this is a story.
This
I
is
think
a
you
story.
should. I think you should tell this story.
I should tell the story?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what, honestly.
You met him first.
I met him first.
Yeah.
Like
yep.
almost 5 years
This
ago,
is,
probably.
this is probably like 4. Because
4
I'm
or
coming up
5.
on 5 years of working at
Yeah,
the water
so
park.
4.
Probably 4, yeah.
4-ish years ago. I went to the water park with my best friend Jolie. Shout out Jolie.
Yep.
And we were just, swimming around. We brought our little stupid friend Kieran with us. He was acting a fool, just acting really stupid the whole time. But they were about to go on a safety break and close the slides, and we were walking up, and we were like, please.
Oh God! All right.
Please, let us go.
Yeah.
What? The signs
Just
are
for close.
Let us go one more
Yeah.
time. And he's like, all right, fine, whatever. Hating his life. So we
How
go
was
up the
that
slide,
hating my life?
we
We
go
keep
up the
going.
slide, we go down,
Uh-huh.
whatever. And then Jolie's like, he kind of looks like Mr. Beast. And I was
Right.
like, he does look like Mr. Beast. And she's like, should I try to get his Snapchat? And I was like, honestly, do whatever you want. Like, okay, sure.
Uh-huh.
So she asks for a Snapchat. He gives her the wrong Snapchat.
All right. Now we're leaving this part
We're
out,
not
buddy.
leaving this
Fuck.
part out.
All right.
He gives her the wrong Snapchat. He slides it to her on a piece of paper. He goes in the back, writes it down.
Mm.
And then he comes back probably 15 minutes later because she searched it up and she's like, wait, I think you gave me a fake one. It didn't come up. He comes back 15 minutes later and is like, I think I gave you the wrong Snapchat. So this is the right one now. This is the right one.
Yeah.
And so then...
Rookie mistake.
Yeah. Rookie fucking mistake. I was fucking 16, buddy. All right.
And so we were still trying to talk to him a little bit, and we're like, here, watch these tubes. He let the tubes get taken.
Man, I had other
So
shit
he
going
goes
on.
to the
all
back
right?
and gets his new tubes. And then whatever, we leave.
Uh-huh.
The water park closes, and then Jolie and Bino start talking.
All right.
So we're like, but for whatever
All right. Are we
reason,
still going with the story?
we're still going with the
Fuck.
story.
All right.
They start talking. But I was always involved for some reason. They would talk, but I would always be there. They would FaceTime, but I would also be on the FaceTime.
Well, that's because Jolie was kind of strange.
Yeah, Jolie was
That
very
was
strange.
Jolie just
Jolie
put
was-
you always there.
Jolie was a little weird back then, and yeah, I was always involved. And then she just pulled a Jolie and got with some weird wannabe hood kid from Minneapolis, and yeah, and then basically Bino and I were the only people that like stayed friends, and it was like, was it 2 summers? I think it was 2 summers after that.
I think it was right after I graduated. We went to Wisconsin.
Yeah, so it was 2 summers after that.
That's
where I met him. Because I was in Wisconsin, I was with my other friend, Michaela.
Michaela.
We were there at the same time as them.
And all downhill from there.
Shout out Michaela.
Yeah, shout out
we
Michaela.
all hung out, and then we started getting employed at the water park.
Yep, and then I got employed.
A year later.
Yeah.
And then it was all downhill from there.
All downhill.
There.
Yep. So so we worked at the water park for what, 3 years altogether?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About.
Yep. So, what is your guys' favorite memory from the water park? Because I have a shit ton. What's yours? Let's start. Yeah.
Definitely where I fucking grab my shit in the hall.
Okay.
That
I would not say that was my favorite. That was definitely probably one of the most bizarre ones.
was fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to clean up either.
Yeah. Thank God I didn't either. That was all Miranda. Yep.
Okay, I have 2 off the top of my head. The first one is sitting in hall and watching the lady from the pub and the lady from the front desk get in a screaming match over mats on the ground.
Yep, that's a good one.
That was number
1.
one.
Oh my God, I saw fucking Crafty at Walmart the other day.
You saw Kathy? We were just talking about she was still
alive. She's still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive.
Crazy.
She had 2 carts of fucking groceries, dude.
The crypt keeper is still roaming.
Yeah. I don't know if she was gonna like pull one and push one, or I don't know how she did it.
Yep. Well, if she's lived this long, she's what, like coming up on 2,000 years old or something?
Yeah. Probably.
Since however long.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's around since fucking Jesus was born. So, God, and my favorite memory from the water park, I don't know. It's always fucking crazy shit. Like even this last weekend, we thought there was a bounty hunter that came in. I didn't even tell you that. I told her, but yeah, I didn't tell you. Yeah, we thought there was a bounty hunter that came in. Some dude with a walkie-talkie. He's looking for someone, showing this guy's mugshot to people.
What the hell?
Yep. Strange fucking time. But I don't know. My favorite memory from the water park. Oh God. Such a hard question. There are too many. Do I go with something crazy or something fun?
I don't know.
Probably crazy.
Crazy? Well, the craziest thing is probably the old guy that found his grandson's porn stash.
Oh, yeah.
That I still cannot fucking believe. That's like burned into my fucking mind, that story. God, yeah, that's a crazy one. Or the guy that caught that group of boys jacking it in the men's bathroom.
Huh? I think I heard about this.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear about this.
Oh God, that was one. Yeah, or I don't fucking even. There's just so much weird shit that goes on there. Literally, it's like a different fucking universe when you step in there. Just the energy is different.
It's bad.
It's something.
It's bad.
Yep. Or oh God, what's another? The glizzy glove. That was a good time. Yeah, when we put all the fucking sausages from the breakfast bar in the glove, and then we left it on the floor and the mice started eating.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Or what's another fun memory? When we had LeBron. That was before you worked there.
I remember that. I remember hearing about that.
Who's the Looney Tunes guy with the big guy?
No, it's the Toon Squad guy with the cock and balls has to go. Yeah.
The Toon Squad.
Like, you know who he is. It's the GOAT.
It's LeBron James.
It's the GOAT. Yeah. Or another good one. I don't know if you were here for this, Tyler, but I know you were. We were talking about this a little while. At the in service, when you started laughing, I was like, "Is something funny?"
That's number one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
He goes, I'm your BOSS. This is a JOB.
Yeah.
We're not here to make friends.
I was doing the thing from Friday because in those speeches I like be stealing them.
JOB.
Yeah, Craig, need to get a J-O-B. Yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
I'm laughing and he goes, something funny?
and Lily just went pitch silent. No. That was a good one.
That's
Oh.
number one.
Yeah.
Or the in-services in
Yeah.
general.
J-O-B.
Yeah. Yep. God, just so many good ones over the years. There's probably so many that we're forgetting.
Yeah.
Like they come up, or the Cole Lupian saga. That was something different.
The same sweatshirt every single day.
Every single day, the wolf hoodie.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
And then he tried to ask me to borrow $200.
What
That
the
was
hell?
something.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yep.
I don't know, I liked when you had to chase that lady over the coke.
Oh yeah.
That one was pretty good.
Yep. Yeah. God, just a lot of good ones over the years. Yep. Ooh, or the guy that said he had PTSD and then he started shaking so hard the coffee started bubbling over the top, and because we told him to leave his coffee in the hall, and it was just like a straight black coffee from like Caribou, and he started freaking out so much the coffee started bubbling, flowing all over his hand onto the floor, and then he bumped into the towel rack and all the fucking towels fell over.
Oh my god.
And he's like, you don't want to see me when I'm angry. I'm like, dude, just leave the coffee out here. And I was like, we don't allow any outside food or beverage, we don't know, it might have like liquor or stuff like that. That's just why. And I tried to explain to him very politely. And then he was like, all right, get the tester, taste it. And I'm like, dude, I'm not fucking tasting your coffee, dude. Yeah, God, so many strange times. We're going into almost a renaissance. Rebecca came back and is working there now.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Cora's probably gonna come back.
We just need Michaela and Lily.
Oh, well, me and Michaela, not the last one. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, man, just crazy fucking time. Yeah, you're coming back and working there now.
Yep, off and on.
So I thought this is a interesting topic because you're obviously a woman, so I wanted to ask you about this. And then Tyler is Tyler. Tyler is haver of sex.
Yep.
But no, I thought it was really interesting. I was watching a video about a few weeks back, and it was this guy. It was a white underbelly video. I don't know if you've seen those videos. They do like interviews with all these crazy different people, and he was a guy, and it's like a relationship counselor and a therapist and stuff, and he's helped plenty of men. He's like a dating coach too, but he was talking about like the question. He's like, the age-old question, what do women want? And he's like, I have a very funny, unique answer, but he thinks that women want what other women want. And he's like, that's a very circular answer, but he's like, throughout time, it's always been what other women want is what is seen as popular and what they go out and attract. So in the dating field, or even in life, women have kind of gone after what they see other people have, if that is from career choices or wanting to stay at home, or kind of deal with, as far as the area they are in plays a role as well. But I think it's just very interesting how that corresponds to what other people are doing and how other women react or want those things. What do you kind of think? Like, would you agree with that?
Agree?
Yeah.
I think in a way, yes. I also think it's subjective, based off person to person. But definitely when you see like people getting like they're posting up their boyfriend who's doing all this shit for them, it's like you kind of want that shit too. You're like, oh, like I want someone who does that for me. Yeah. But like.
Yep. I think more so in the way he was relating it was though that women, more so nowadays, they see it as like, oh, I want a man who looks like this or does this, or I want to be able to have, and he said a big thing is now with social media, they see, on social media, we see all these different kinds of people having all these different types of life and all these different types of facets or success in their life, and they're like, oh, I want what this person has, and then I also want what this person has and this person has, and it's literally kind of the situation of having your cake and eating it too. you can have these things, but you can't have it all, you know?
Yeah.
So they want a man who, you know, is the breadwinner and all this and is dominant, but then they themselves also want to go out and have their own career and focus solely on their own career, or they want to, you know, be the breadwinner in the relationship, but they don't want a man who doesn't, you know, contribute and all these things. So it's like a lot of women, they see all these different things on social media, but they want all of it because they see all of it, but they can't realistically have it, and that causes a lot of problems when it comes to the dating pool. What?
Why do you have John Torque on your wall?
You just noticed that? We'll talk about that later.
Insert a picture here.
Yeah. But yeah, back to what I was saying. That creates a lot of problems, especially in the dating pool, and we see that a lot more now. And like the 2 notes I made on there, Gen Z is the generation that is having less and less intercourse. Intercourse rate is going down significantly, I think, because of how the dating scene is currently, but also I think heavily contributed to the economy. But also I think with women wanting what other women want, and having such high standards, or seeing all this stuff on social media of, oh, I want a guy that needs to fit in XYZ and all these different boxes, and being so picky, I think it really limits the dating range for women. Because if every woman wants a man like this, there are only so many men that can be like that. And you see that correspond with dating apps. There's a correlation with dating apps that the top 10% of men on dating apps get 90% of the matches. And versus women, where it's a lot more spread out and diverse, but only the top 10% of men on dating apps get likes. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think kind of like what you said, like a lot of people have very, very, very high standards and like want specifically what they want. They're like, oh, this is my type, I don't want anything else. And also just like, I don't know, people being like, I don't know what the word is, like vain, I guess, being like, well, I want the guy that looks the best, you know, like I want this guy to look like this, and this, and like if he's not perfect, like I don't want it.
Yeah. But I feel like that also creates, and he talked about this a little bit in the video, about how that creates another problem with, since a majority of women want such a small pool of dating, or want guys in such a small dating pool, now these guys have such a large option of women to get with, and they now don't want to settle down. Because why would I settle for one woman when almost all women want me? So, and that makes it even harder to try and fully make that commitment to one person. And I don't know, I don't want it to come off like it's like women's fault, because there is a fault of men in this too. But I think that women more so need to be open to a little bit more and see things in a little bit of a wider lens, especially when it comes to choosing partners and dating. And I don't know, have you seen this with any of your own friends or your experience dating, as far as like being like, I don't know, the type of people your friends might chase after?
Maybe a little bit. I feel like certain friends more so than others, like, you know, their standards are very high, like not like, ew, he's ugly, but also like a lot of my friends do go for guys that, you know, aren't that personally attractive in my eyes.
Okay. Okay.
Like me personally, I feel like my standards are not high at all.
Okay.
Like it's just like
reasonable.
Be nice to me. Like don't be mean.
The essentials.
Like,
the bare minimum.
Yeah, like funny. Like the bare minimum.
Okay.
Like sure about me kind of thing.
Yep. How about you, Tyler? As a man, how would you think your experience in the dating pool has been, and then also how do you see this as far as other men that you might interact with or see that are approaching women out in the world?
I mean, I don't really.
This is gonna be a good answer.
My experience in the dating pool, I don't know. I've only had like 2 real relationships.
Uh-huh.
So it's not really been that exciting, I guess.
That exciting?
But I don't know.
What do you say you're in the top 10%?
Of what?
of men. Of men.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Okay. But no, I just want to know your opinion because I don't know. For me, it's more difficult because I don't know. I am picky. I know I'm not in that 10% of men. I don't think I'm fucking ugly. And I like obviously got some money and shit. I can take care of myself and take care of someone else. But obviously, I don't think I'm in that top 10% of men. But also, I think a lot of that top 10% of men are very egoistic, and a lot of them have somewhat narcissistic traits to them. And also coming down to the fact that a lot of them, kind of rounding back to, since they are in that top 10% of men, don't want to settle down. I think that's somewhat a problem that they themselves have. Like, even though you have such a, an open catalog or such a Rolodex of women you can run through, I think that comes down to morality. And we're going to touch on morality later in this video. But coming down to like morality, like you should I get it, you might want to have fun, but like you should at some point settle down. And we see this with a lot of celebrities too. You see this with Leonardo DiCaprio is a good example. He hasn't dated like anyone past 25 in his whole life. And he's like 50 years old. Another good example is like Drake. Drake's now rounding up on 40 and he's still not married. Blueface is right. I would not say Blueface is top 10%.
No, not 10%, but have you seen how many kids that man has?
With
all different baby mamas.
I think that more so.
Young boy too?
Young boy, I don't know. But I'm talking about like looks and
age?
and status wise. But I'm also talking about how this affects with age too. Like you see this top 10% of men, they end up just not settling down or they end up burning out. And that is going to cause, a longer, more extensive issue over time. I think we're going to see as we see less people settling down. We're going to see less marriages, and I think that's going to correspond over to things like how we've been seeing divorce rates drop as well. As of late, I believe I read somewhere a few months back that divorce rate dropped to, I believe, 40% now of marriages end in divorce instead of 50. So kind of seeing that correlation. But I don't know, I think it's just very, very interesting. And then kind of rounding back to the original topic at hand with what women want. What is it you think that women want? Would you say it is what other people want? And then what do you want in a man?
What do
or a
I
partner?
want in a man? Okay. All right. I feel like it's kind of hard to say if it's women actually want what other women want, because I'm not in their heads, obviously. Based off of what it looks like, yes, that's probably what it is.
Because even like in school, it'd be like all the girls dating the same fucking 5 guys. Yeah.
Definitely. It's like if there's a certain demographic of girls, but also those demographic of girls that go for the, top 10% of men are also like egotistical and narcissistic tendencies. Like they kind of go for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like they,
Pick
out people that are like them, I guess. But what do I want in a man? I already said that a little bit ago, but it's just nice to me, is sure about me, doesn't make me feel like an option. That's a big one. Humor, honestly, and just someone supportive, someone that can be here, that can listen, that's gonna be nice.
And then kind of a side question, we talked a little bit, I brought up about how women, they see up on social media all these things and they want to be able to have their career, but then they also want sometimes the option to be a stay-at-home mom, but they also want a man who's the breadwinner and then brings back all this stuff, and they want all these things, but you got to pick and choose things in life. And I think that's what a lot of people, men and women, don't get. Even men have that option, rounding back to the 10%, and them thinking, I'm going to have all these women now, but eventually you're not going to be able to sleep around your whole life, and eventually you have to settle down, But with that problem, I was going to say, do you think, as far as picking and choosing, what are the things that matter more so to you? Is it that financial stability? Is it that emotional stability? Is it, someone that can give you the option to kind of be more relaxed and stay at home? Or what are those things that more so core values that matter to you in a relationship?
Yeah, I mean, obviously someone that, isn't going to have us living on the street or like in a shitty ass house.
Yep.
Like that's important, but yeah, more so for me, I guess it'd be like emotionally.
Okay.
But
Tyler, as far as you being a man, do you think you kind of meet those standards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like me.
Do you think you meet those standards? Okay. Do you think you've ever struggled physically with meeting those standards, and have they ever impacted you emotionally meeting those standards?
You said financially, right?
Physically. Do you think like physically being able to go home, bring the money home, or meet up to the expectations of your partner, or and has meeting those expectations or the fear of not meeting those expectations, have those ever affected you emotionally? Because I know for me they have, in past relationships.
I don't believe so.
No? Okay.
No.
You've always felt pretty confident that you can meet? Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty chill guy.
Yeah.
Nonchalant.
Yeah, okay. All right. But yeah, I think that's just such a fascinating topic. Because I don't know, the dating scene's just so very hard right now.
It's screwed up.
Yeah, very screwed up.
Very,
Very screwed up and very just hard. I mean, I don't know, very strange. But is there anything else either of you guys would like to add on that? Because we have another question coming up that's similar to that, as far as the effects on femininity and masculinity, and toxic feminism and toxic masculinity. So that's going to be one of our questions. I think that's the next question coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That is. Okay, so great segue into that next question. What do you think modern day feminism, toxic feminism and toxic masculinity looks like? Where do you think it comes from, and how do you think it impacts the modern day dating scene? We'll start the conversation off. What do you think as far as like how it affects dating, like toxic masculinity and toxic femininity?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me?
I feel like it can honestly screw up a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like thinking like you are the best and putting yourself on this high horse is gonna ruin everything right away, because like people need to realize that they're like really not all that they're also human and they have their issues, and being like over the top, well, there's nothing wrong with me. Like, well, anything that happens, it's their fault, not mine. Like on both sides, like that kind of just like that mindset ruins everything.
I mean, that sounds almost a little bit more like just straight narcissism, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, like what I'm relating more to is the idea of toxic masculinity and then toxic femininity. Women that rely too much on their looks in the dating scene, and that think that, kind of rounding back to them wanting to be able to go out and have their career and thinking that they're all strong, but then also, well, being like, oh, well, I want a man that, can take care of me. Kind of that idea. And then for men on the opposite side of the coin, men, I feel like as the last couple generations, there's been a big kind of bashing of masculinity and labeling masculinity as toxic masculinity. And yes, toxic masculinity is most definitely a thing. And you see that, I think, in that top 10%. But I think there are things that men should do in the relationship, and there's things that women should do in the relationship and should be responsible for. And I think, like a man should be able to provide and be there financially and emotionally a little bit more so than the woman is, at least financially. But I don't think that's necessarily like a bad thing, or like there are gender roles in a relationship. Would you guys kind of agree with that?
Definitely.
Yeah, okay. Because I feel like that's something now that everyone's like, oh, well,
Yeah.
I can do that too, or I can, yeah, you can, but a big nice thing about being in a relationship is having the ability to be like, oh, this person can take care of it for me, and being able to have that leisure and that comfort within that person of knowing, yeah, I could do this for myself, but I love them and they love me, so I'm going to let them do it for me, And I think there's a lot of bashing within masculinity, as far as like a man being a man and doing what he needs to do as what a true man looks like in the relationship. Because I feel like, I don't know, it's hard being a man nowadays. It's hard, because you don't want to be called fucking creepy. You don't want to be called fucking sexist. You don't want to come off like you're pushy or you're preaching, either. When you're just trying to help or you're just trying to go out of your way to like express to someone that you like them. And then, yeah, I think it's also a little difficult of a time to be a woman too, because I feel like, I don't know, just, a lot of fucking weak men out there. That's another thing. I feel like women are telling men that they have to be more sensitive to their emotions, but then a lot of the times they're not always sensitive to the man's emotions. And then I feel like that turns a lot of men kind of cold and callous. I don't know, I think it's just such a interesting and unique thing to like kind of see and experience. What do you guys kind of think on that, and what's your kind of experience with dealing with femininity within yourself and masculinity within yourself, and watching and kind of seeing that in our generation and others?
Yeah, I definitely agree with a lot with what you said. Like, a lot of girls, they have this whole like, well, just because I'm a girl doesn't mean that I can't do this kind of thing. Like, and then it just creates problems in their relationship because they still want a guy who's going to do something for them, but then when the guy tries to do something for them, they get mad.
Yep.
And they think that they're being like, oh, well, you're calling me weak.
Yep.
Like, you're saying that I can't do this. Like, you're controlling me. When it's like, in reality, that's not what's happening at all.
Yeah. Because you have to be able to build off each other. That's another thing. And a big thing about relationships, everyone thinks the relationship's 50-50. It's not. It's 100-100. You got to be 100% of yourself, and they got to be 100% of themselves. You got to come together and bring all that together, be even better together,
Right.
But there is a thing, it's nice to have someone that cares about you or that you can rely on or is going to take care of things. Doesn't mean you can't do them or you're weak, but it's nice for you to be able to have someone to rely on, but it's also nice for the person that's giving, to be like, oh, I'm taking care of it and I'm helping this person. That's also, a way of them showing their appreciation and their love for you. And I don't know, the dating scene is so strange nowadays. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Tyler?
I think the same. What do you think?
Yeah.
You guys said it all.
Okay. I feel like there's a little more we could be digging into this though. I don't know. It's just, as far as like, do you feel growing up as a man in today's society that it's hard for you to show your masculinity or express it, or that you've ever been watered down, or people ever tell you, hey, don't do that, or I think you should be a little bit more sensitive? Because I have, and it's something I struggle with. I know there's some times where I'm like, oh fuck, I'm a little too hard on this person, or I'm a little, I gotta remember this fucking 16, 17-year-old kid. I can't be, talking to them that way. Like I gotta reel it back in. I'm going a little too hard or stern with them, or they're not gonna respond well to me that way. Or even adults sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
So
I've seen for myself. I think I'm sensitive anyway. So
yeah.
I think I'm a sensitive guy. So I don't know.
Just a sensitive guy.
Yeah.
That's good though. I think it's important though, to be in connection and in tune with your emotions. This is a good question. I just thought of this. What would you say for you, Tyler? What would you say? what do you say like it looks like to be a good man and to have proper masculinity? And then for you, Claire, what would you say it looks like to be a good woman and have proper femininity? What would you say that looks like? Describe that to
Proper
me.
masculinity, I
Yep.
feel like, I don't know, just to have good manners as a guy, maybe. And like, I don't know,
Okay.
type shit.
Okay, type shit. How about you for femininity?
Femininity. I don't know. I feel like girls are like kind of like supposed to be like hardwired to be more like nurturing, being like, hey, like you had a hard day at work, like you had a hard day with this, like let me help you, like what's gonna make it better, like asking questions like that, and like cooking and like I don't know, just being there to like provide, but in like a different way.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I think it is. I don't know. It's a hard question, and I don't know.
It's a really hard question. It's different for everybody.
It is different for everyone, and I don't know. For me, I think what it looks like to be a good man, as far as just being a straight man, is someone who takes care of their responsibilities, takes care of their family, their people, and someone that is stoic in nature and can be emotional at times and can show emotional vulnerability to those that will accept them, but also can just speak out against things they think are wrong, or things that upset them, and be just straightforward with people and be like, hey, I didn't like that, or hey, or even just straight up be like, hey, I did not appreciate you doing that with me. Or to me, or whatever. Just being able to be emotionally vulnerable, but also have control of their emotions. And I think that's where that distinction, I feel like, kind of falls apart, and that connection between the man and the woman and what people think masculinity should look like kind of blurs, if that somewhat makes sense. But I don't know, interesting topic. Is there anything else you guys would like to add before we move on to the next topic?
I don't think so.
No. Tyler, where do you think morality comes from?
I don't really know what
Morality?
is.
So morality is like so morality and ethics are what you think is right and wrong, and the values you hold and the way you conduct yourself throughout life, and the virtues you kind of have.
Probably from like learning from your parents.
Oh, so you think you inherit morality?
Yeah.
Because I agree with that to a sense. But where do you think morality truly comes from? Do you think it's a man-made thing? Do you think it's something that's naturally occurring in nature? Where does their morality stem from? Does it stem from their own ideas and thoughts? Does it stem from their religious beliefs? Does it stem from their parents dating back even before them?
Good question. I have no fucking idea.
I think it's the want or the need to have morals is kind of hardwired into us. Like, I mean, you even see it in nature with like survival of the fittest and all that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I feel like some of it does come from our parents and how you're raised. It's the whole nature versus nurture question is brought up. But I feel like a lot of people also just have them that like, based off of their religions, based off of their life, based off of how they feel, the type of person they are, that kind of stems your morals and your ethics and what you want to live by.
Yep. I feel like, I don't know, I think morality is a man-made thing. I don't think it's naturally occurring in nature, even though somewhat man is a part of nature, but we're not, because we're so detached from nature. I think man stopped being really connected to nature when we civilized, and we stopped chasing after prey and actually going out on hunts, and when we started building cities in modern day civilization. I think that's kind of when man detached from nature, and I think that's when morality really I think that's when man's detached from nature. I think morality starts from a place that really comes from, I believe, is religion. And I think people use religion and morality as a way to control people. And I think morality is good, and we need morality in a sense to a certain extent. But I feel like morality also in religious context holds people back because it holds them back from expressing themselves. It holds them back from finding who they truly are, and I think it also holds them back from reaching man's full capabilities. So I think morality is something that is good when you find your own morality in your own beliefs and you detach so far from the morality you inherit from your parents, from religious figures in your life, from politicians. When you take a step back and truly reflect on, oh, this is what truly matters to me. This is what I think's wrong. This is why I think it's wrong. Not just because my mom said so or my dad said so or because my teacher said so or just because Pastor Mason on the TV said so.
Cause you're gay.
Because you're gay.
She gay!
But because I actually think this hurts people, or this makes me feel bad watching this person do this, or, you know, when you really break down, really ask yourself, why is this wrong? Why does this feel wrong? That is, I think, what good morality looks like. But I think most people inherit morality throughout time from religious figures or from their parents. Would you guys kind of agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you guys think you inherit your morality from, or do you think you create your morality?
I feel like some of mine's definitely like created just what I was taught as a kid, but also I've tried very hard to kind of detach from that and be my own person and have my own beliefs and what I think is right or wrong, because, you know, ultimately these other people aren't me.
Yep. And I think it's like, I think everyone is molded a little bit by their parents. I mean, Tyler, you remember when we talked about this, I think it was like 2 episodes back, about how your parents are going to mold you and are obviously going to, you know, impact you, but them straight up telling you what to believe and stuff like that, I think that's necessarily wrong.
That is wrong, yeah.
But they're going to impact you. You see them do stuff or say certain things or their beliefs. That's going to, you know, impact you, and you might pick up on some of that. But I know there's plenty of things like me and my parents disagree with morally. Very much so. So, I mean, I think, you know, it's okay to be influenced and pick, you know, things. And a lot of my morality comes from philosophy, obviously, you know, from Nietzsche and from Marcus Aurelius and, you know, Albert Camus. But as far as like good morality, I think it stems from, you know, being able to think for yourself and really dig into what is wrong and what is right and why it is, you know, wrong and right. And I don't think enough people do that nowadays. I think a lot of people, they inherit it, you know. So, Tyler, where do you think you kind of inherited morality from, or your morals came from?
Probably my mom.
Your mom?
Probably.
Yeah, your mom be laying down the law. Probably
my mom.
Yep. But okay, all right.
I
Iranian.
just found out about this.
Yeah, I personally don't know what
So the Iranian missile strike about 2.5 weeks ago, the U.S. struck a building in Iran with a missile strike. At the time, they said they didn't know, but it ended up being that was a all-girls school, and there was about 165 to 170 deaths of innocent civilians. And now that blood is on the U.S.'s hands, and they said they were investigating it, and it has been confirmed that that was a school for girls, and there were civilians killed there, and it was the U.S.'s fault. And Pam Bondi... What?
Now they're coming for
They're
us.
coming for us, yeah. But Pam Bondi and Trump have been downplaying it and trying to make it seem like it's not a big deal, and I think it very much is. And I think that's where your humility and your, you know, just humanity for others, I think, kind of starting back to morality, I think that's where morality and what good morality really looks like. You being able to identify no matter what side of the aisle you fall on, being able to realize and not be so blindfolded by, you know, the whole mirage that politicians, the Trump administration, but just politicians in general have always done, which is, you know, oh, it's not that big of a deal, or downplay it and, you know, try and water it down or just push it to the side. Like, you guys, Tyler didn't even know about this till today. You heard about it, but you didn't know the full details. Yeah. So this is, the U.S. killed 165 innocent people in Iran. Girls, small children. There are kids dying now. And a lot of people are saying, oh, well, that's just a, you know, casualty of war. But no, you know, these are innocent people. You have to have humility, and you have to have some type of, you know, grace and be like, hey, these are people that are innocent. They are just like me and you. Yes, they are in a country we are at war with, but they are people, they are children, they are innocent, and they deserve respect, and they deserve the same rights and liberties we do, even though they are in a completely different country that is opposed to us. What do you guys kind of think about that whole situation and the U.S. and how it's handled it? Do you think the U.S. is at fault? How do you think the U.S. has handled it?
Probably Donald Trump,
Yeah. So you both agree the U.S. is at fault for that? Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah, I think for the most part.
Okay. And then as far as how the U.S. should handle situations like that moving forward.
Well, like, what was the point in the first place?
So they thought it was, the last time they had surveyed that area, that used to be, I believe they said, a like bunker or something that they suspected was hiding some type of government stuff. But then, since then, 2 years after they last surveyed that area, they built that girls' school there. And they didn't resurvey that area, and they
should update the technology.
Yep, should have updated it. Didn't double check, you know.
Okay.
So, yep.
Google Maps, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
But yeah, as far as the U.S. though handling this situation, so obviously in the future they should be a little bit more, you know, up to date with their information,
right,
and their detection of it, and their intel. But moving forward with this situation, how do you think the U.S. should hold people accountable for it and hold this administration that's currently in office accountable for it?
I don't know.
That's
a hard one.
Yeah,
Politics are so hard.
It is hard. It is hard. I think that obviously whoever ordered the strike should be held responsible. I think that the president somewhat should be held responsible. And I think it's really fucking shitty of Pam Bondi, the press secretary of the state, and for Donald Trump to try and downplay it and say they don't fucking know about it, because they know damn well sure what the fuck's going on.
Right.
And I think this whole thing honestly stems back to them trying to, again, throw up that blindfold in that fucking mirage and try and push ears and eyes off of the Epstein files. I think that's what it really all boils down. I think this whole fucking...
You seen fucking Palm Beach Pete on TikTok?
Yes.
I don't know what this is.
Palm Beach Pete, and he's accused of being fucking Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen this. I saw it on Instagram though. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's messed up, and I think they have to take better accountability. But yeah, I think this whole thing is just to cover up the Epstein files.
Probably.
Yeah, I think definitely in a way.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't originally planned, they're using it too.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that comes to kind of rounding back to morality and where it comes from, where it stems from, and all that. Religious hoes, going in a slightly different direction, but it's gonna make sense here in a minute. So religious hoes, I think it's very interesting, religious hoes. These girls that will do porn or will do OnlyFans, but then they will, you know, have some reconnection to God, or they'll come to the light, you know, and they'll
come in a light, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. All right. But then they have this great revelation, and now they think that they are fucking above everyone because they changed their life, and now they think they can go around and fucking judge everyone and try and bash people just because they're not religious. A lot of these people, they go up and bash, or they're bashing on video, or seem like decent enough people, but then they just fucking bash them because, oh, you're not really religious. Like, I showed you a video the other day or whatever, and it was that one girl, what's her name? Nyla, it's down in the
Yeah.
notes.
Which one was it? Oh yeah, Nala Ray or Nyla Ray.
Yeah, that girl, she made a video, and this is why I originally added this into our segment here, because she made a video talking about how she doesn't care about the war in Iran because she thinks this is proof that the rapture is coming and that Jesus is coming back to Earth because there's the war happening in Iran.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone's clowning her and making fun of her because they're all like, dude, you realize there are innocent fucking kids dying and you're out here doing TikTok dances and celebrating this shit? That's fucked up.
Right.
And you're not some grand, person that's holier than thou, just because you fucking changed your life and you stopped sucking it on camera. Like, I don't know. I just think it's crazy. And then a lot of these girls, there's two of them. One that me and Tyler saw at Dreamville Fest a few years ago. Her name is Mackenzie Valdez or Valquez or something. Insert picture here of her. And then the other one I saw at Dreamville Fest, or not Dreamville Fest, it was Rolling Loud, like in 2022. Her name's Chloe DeFetta. Insert picture of her here. These girls, they will just be running wild and making all these poor decisions, doing porn, doing OnlyFans, drinking, getting tickets, all these things. Like the Chloe girl, I know her because she was turned on TikTok because of her mugshot video and shit. That was like a big thing, I remember, back in like fucking 2020. But, what can I say? I think there's a big correlation with these girls that make all these poor choices and them turning to religion, because there has been studies done and that show a direct correlation between people who are religious are more likely to be less intelligent than those who are not religious. And there have also been studies about those who are conservative have a bigger frontal lobe, or have not their frontal lobe. It's their lobe. It's the part of their brain that has the instinct for fear.
Needle lobotomy or what?
No, not a fucking lobe. No. It's the part of their brain, I think it might be their frontal lobe, that controls their ability to fear. They fear more. People that are more conservative. And I think those are very interesting on how I feel like those definitely probably have some correlation with these girls that make all these poor choices, that are out partying and doing porn and all this shit and getting fucked up on drugs, and how they decide to then go switch and change their life to Jesus and all this stuff. And I don't know, I think that's just, I think it's all just very strange. And it's just so many of them nowadays, so many of them. What is your guys' kind of opinion on that?
Weird.
Yeah, I think it's one thing to change your life. Decide you don't want to do porn anymore. You can't be bashing anybody else after your coochie was all over TV.
Yeah, for real. I don't know, it's just so strange. And then another thing is the girls that Sophie Rain, she's Christian, but she's still doing porn. And her excuse is, well, oh, no one can judge me, only God can judge me. All right, fair enough.
God is judging.
Yeah, but like, I mean, if God is real, he would judge. Like, I mean, you busting it open on camera for the fucking whole world to see for fucking $5.99. I mean, I don't know. But then she also makes the kind of argument, she's like, oh, well, God blessed me with this amazing body and these looks, and blessed me with the opportunity to, like, be able to, you know, make money off my looks and all this stuff. So I don't know. I think it's fucking just so strange.
That's crazy.
I think it's very much pick and choose bullshit to fit their fucking narrative.
When you talk about the 7 deadly sins,
Yep.
lust is literally one of them.
Yep.
So
I don't know. And yeah, and you're literally feeding into it. Then.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. Just fucking weird. Just these people. Just religious people in general, I think, are just so pick and choose with their fucking morality. Like a big one, they always bring up, oh, well, being gay's wrong.
But you're gay!
But you're gay! But what's another sin is wearing mixed fabrics. But then they'll be wearing, you know, fucking denim jeans, and then they'll be wearing a fucking cotton shirt that's also with polyester on it and all this shit, you know. That's also a sin, you know.
mm-hmm.
So they're very pick and choose on what sins they fall. But then they also fucking hate their neighbor and shit, you know. Isn't that something you're supposed to do? Love thy neighbor? But then they fucking, oh, the Somalians, they need to get out of town. Like, or just everyone get the fuck along and respect each other's, you know, beliefs and cultures. I mean, for the most part, you know. I don't
That's
know.
what people need to do.
Yeah.
It comes down to.
Yep. I think there's too many people that are too pick and choose. I mean, obviously not everything's just a blank.
George Floyd Bible.
Yeah. Yes. Insert picture. But yeah, man, it just fucked up just the world and how everything just fucking is. And it's just ridiculous that we have so much hate, and just people need to spread more love and just have a little bit more fucking humanity for one another and just not see everything. Obviously, everything's not gonna be black and white, and you can't put a blanket over everything and make it all better, say this applies to everything. But if this is what you believe, hold that shit, dude. Apply that, you know, don't be fucking hypocritical with different shit, you know. And I think everyone's a hypocrite to some extent, but you see a lot of these Trump supporters, a lot of these mega conservatives, or even fucking liberals too. They're fucking, you know, just hypocritical, dude. Just hypocritical, you know. Like the fucking liberals, they you know, they think it's fucked up to be killing the kids in school, but then they're fucking using abortion as a fucking, you know, way to, you know, as a contraceptive. Yeah, it's like, it's just fucked up, dude. Just hold that blank statement. Like, yeah, we need to protect kids in school, but we also need to protect them in the womb. Like, just the hypocrisy is just fucking crazy of people, and you just have to have a little fucking more humanity for one another, you know, and just use your fucking brain. Think for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't inherit traits from your fucking parents or just beliefs from your parents and be like, all right, well, this is what I'm going to go with now for the rest of my fucking life. Like, question everything, dude. But I think that's about it for this episode of the pod. Any final statements that you guys would like to make about
This
anything?
shit has hurt my ass.
All right. Well, this is it for episode 5 of the podcast.
That's kind of
Okay. Episode 5 of the podcast is in the books. Till next time, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, grab a copy of my brand new book, The Simplicity and Complexity of Life. Link is going to be down in the description. Make sure you guys comment. Tell me what you guys thought of the topics we discussed today.
What should we name the damn podcast?
And yeah, what should we name the damn podcast? We've been trying to think of a name, but till next time, make sure you guys take care, brush your hair, and peace out.